Hey guys, Show here, and yep, if you saw my Dawn of the Planet of the Apes review, you know that I saw the war and I was gonna review it for you. So here it is, the review. So, War for the Planet of the Apes. Well, I'm just gonna call it War because me saying this former name will be a little too long. Now, I have seen a clip of this film when my parents were watching it, and then I wasn't really interested in it. But then, as I see more of it, I started to get more interesting. So I tried to look up. So for the start of my movie reviews, that was that was the first film I was gonna saw after films like Transformers 4 and Ghostbusters. I went on there, but it wasn't available, so I decided to review other films like Central Intelligence or the Lego Movie. I reviewed the Lego Movie, and I plan to see Central Intelligence. No, that's until this film was available again. And then I decided to go back and rewatch it. So I decided to watch it before I saw Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And I will say, this is a really amazing film. Like I said, it's not one of the best films, but it's not the best film in 2017 because I still think Coco was better, but this is still an amazing film. So, the plot is that conflict between apes and humans had escalated into a full war, and Caesar sets out on the vengeance for those he had lost. On the way, the apes also find a little girl who is also deaf, and they try to help her. So now probably the most noticeable thing I've heard about the film is how different it is from Dawn, because for Dawn's was more self-aware of the plot. The characters were more self-aware, and that's one of my positives about Dawn of its predecessor, Dawn. It's because it was more self-aware. The characters were self-aware. War, on the other hand, is more dramatic and serious, and I think it's kind of a better portrayed. And it's because these characters are going to full-on war. They didn't want a war to start, and yet it started it. And throughout the film, it's just playing out what happens with the apes. Apparently, the apes get kidnapped, get taken to this camp prison thing, and a plot like that is actually really interesting. And unlike Dawn, there isn't any action scenes. It's just a simple story about Caesar going out hunting and trying to find his peers. And I also want to notice that Caesar actually speaks more in this film, because yes, he did speak in Dawn, but he still maintained the more he still has the ability of talk like the other apes with sign language or kind of stuff. But here he's actually talking full sentences, and in the other apes that also talk, but it was more or less. And Caesar himself, yeah, Caesar still remains the character he originally has. He's still the character that goes and protects his family and home, and he searches for them so they don't get hurt. And that's still something, that's the character, it's still the character I know and love from Dawn. And yeah, I do think it's pretty sad that he died at the end, but he did it. Protected his family, protected his home. And I like how the backstory about with the chronological, because I think the chronological, I'm sorry I did not pronounce the name right, but the chronological actually has a backstory. Has a backstory for life like this. Apparently, he was hunting with. Apparently, he had to kill his son for humanity, and he actually says this in more of a probably in a more nerve-wracking way. So he wasn't sad or anything, but he is sad. He was sad he had to do it, but it was for humanity, and yeah. And at the end, when Caesar does attempt to kill him, he doesn't. He doesn't do it. And also there's this ape thing called the donkey, and the donkey, yes, he started as one of the soldiers, but towards the end of the film, he took Caesar's side and shot an officer so he can save its life, so save Caesar's life, and that's some character development for them. And all right, I think it's time for us to address the elephant in the room. The girl. I love this girl. I think I think out of all the characters, she's actually the one I was most interested in. Unlike most humans, unlike Caesar, she is deaf. She's deaf and doesn't talk normally like the apes and others. However, having the deaf girl join along here is just really fascinating, and also and they also give her a personality, even though she doesn't talk a lot, doesn't talk for the majority of the film. She's the sweetest girl that cares for the apes, and that's really like. And like I felt, and that's pretty much all I have for the film. And I like how I also like how the emotional scenes are like more impactful than the ones in Dawn, because Dawn was just a few emotional scenes, but here the emotional scenes blend in with the seriousness of the story, and yeah, that's all much it. War for the Planet of the Apes is I will say it's better than Dawn in a few areas, and yeah. This film could be probably one of I remember I said this film isn't one of the best films out there. I had to go back. It's definitely one of the best films out there. Probably one of my favorite films of 2017. 17. It's definitely up there. So this film is a 9 out of 10. I give it 9 out of 10 because it's serious and dramatic. Its emotional moments blend in very well. The characters are well written, and it just feels like it just stands out more than Dawn has. So yeah, War for the Planet of the Apes is a film I highly recommend. Check it out. It's a really amazing film. So guys, that's it for this review. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to the channel, and I'll stay tuned for more movie reviews I'll be posting. And that's all I have to say. See you next time, guys.